What's up guys, and welcome back to another replay cast. Today's game is featuring Flash and he is playing against Bisu. So two of the OGs battling it out here on Metropolis. This is a recent game. Bisu played Pro League on the same day. Flash wasn't at this time playing Pro League, but was definitely streaming, and so a lot of the games that the guys would play before Pro League started would be on their streams. So this was played on both Bisu's stream and Flash's stream. So you can imagine there's a lot of eyeballs, there's a lot of attention. This isn't ladder practice where they're playing on their own. And so therefore you can expect a beautifully competitive, awesome macro game on Metropolis, which is, to my understanding, a little bit Protoss favored, or at least if you believe Artosis, that is the case. I think that there is some merit in his point that a fourth base as Terran when this game goes late is a bit tricky. But other than that, it's probably a more or less sort of decent balanced map. It's always good to see how the pros play these maps, and so I'm very much looking forward to bringing you this one today. So yeah, man, I was actually thinking, I used to have on my screen, because I've got two screens now when I cast, a little like script, which I would be like, remember to talk about this. So I would say, like, for example, I had notes there for, in case of lulls, talk about, right? And one I had was, a while ago, was like a movie that I'd watched, or, you know, the future of Broodwar players once they get too old to keep playing. And now I just say whatever the hell I want. Like, I couldn't give a crap about having any kind of script. And I think it's probably just because I'm much more comfortable doing this, if that makes sense. So I kind of just trust myself to have fun and enjoy the moment. I'm intentionally doing a lot of Flash games. There's a couple of reasons here. The first one is it's almost like a tribute to the legend that he is. He has announced that this might be his last ASL that's coming up now. When you're watching this, the first few rounds, probably the round of 24, maybe even the round of 16 would have already happened, as he does an offensive eBay here to block Bisu's expansion. So, you know, a part of me wants to just do a number of games to him as a tribute for what he's done. I'm going to actually deliberately be doing some of his older games as well. So, the classic series he played against Jaedong in 2016, I think it was, as well as an amazing best of 5 that he played against Bisu. I'm going to be bringing that to the channel in the coming weeks as a tribute to the great man. Between you and me, I am a little bit worried about how he's going to fare in ASL 21, simply because of the injury. He said that, you know, if he plays more than 10 games, his arm really starts to hurt, and it's worse when the weather is cold, I think it was that he said. And the thing that I'm thinking about is, let's say your game is at, you know, 7 o'clock in the evening, and you're playing a best of 7. You can't play no games before you're set, right? Because you've got to warm up, you've got to practice on every map. You know, I just don't know if he's going to be able to sustain what is a surprisingly physical requirement. It's, you know, to play these games at this level. As well as the burden and the pressure and the expectation. So I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I think it would be amazing for Broodwar if Flash does well in this ASL. But if he falls out in the round of 24 or the round of 16 or round of 8, something like that, I won't be surprised. Like everybody, I'll be disappointed. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's pushing himself to do something that's difficult for him physically. I think he has the brain, he has the knowledge of the game. That stuff is probably as sharp as ever. But at the end of the day, like most sportsmen, right? At a certain point, your body just doesn't want to anymore. And it doesn't matter how keen your mind is and how, you know, how hard you work at the game. The limitations are what they are. So this has been a standard opening, a Vulture expansion from Flash. I think it was a 23 Nexus, in spite of the irritation, the initial irritation from Flash with his offensive engineering bay. And they're all playing pretty quietly. I think Bisu will go Reaver. But we'll have to wait and see. Flash has gone mines first, as is standard. It's going to have nice visibility on the map. Will be very capable of delaying the expansion of Prolos's third, all the while taking up. So I think the meta that Flash probably challenged the most was the upgrade meta. So bringing it back a little bit more after, while he was away from the game. A lot more 5-fac rush builds were sort of really being popularized in general. And so I like how Flash can always come back to the game, do things differently, and we're all like, all right, we will follow the leader, follow the leader. Just want to say also, guys, at time of recording, I've had a really nice surge in subscribers recently. I think I got something like 30 new subscribers just yesterday alone. So that's really, really awesome. So thank you to everybody for all the new subscriptions. It's much appreciated. If you do enjoy, we're very much a variety and sort of storytelling personality Broodwar channel. So I try and bring a little bit of personality. I've also been told I have a very soothing South African accent. So if you enjoy my soothing South African accent and a variety of players feature, we do the pros, we do Autosis, we do Turgles, we do requests. You know, we are open to always doing some fun things on the channel. And the main spirit we do things in here is just to really enjoy the game. I definitely enjoy the lighter side of Broodwar. I try my utmost to make you laugh. I laugh at the stupid game. Like, look at the number of shots that the goons miss shooting uphill. But I love it, and I hope you guys feed off of that energy and come to enjoy these casts as well. Alright, so the Vulture Goblin, who is Flash, running around on the map, trying to be a nuisance, and is quite effectively doing so. Bisu is getting his Reaver tech up. So 2-gate Reaver. He's trying to now go here and expand into taking a third. And he's going to lose his probe, bro. Oh, no. This actually reminds me of... this will be like long or ancient history. Flash played against like a very, very decent Protoss qualifier to get into ASL, and he denied the expansion of his third base 4 times. He killed the probe that was sent to take his third base 4 times. Autosis covered it on his channel, and I laughed out loud. It was brilliant. Look at this. Look at this. The audacity of the man. He's taking a sub 8-minute third and has delayed the expansion of Bisu's by over a minute, and it's going to make such a big difference in the context of this game. It absolutely has to. So now we have an observer here, by the way. I know that you can't see him, but he's there. And why is that important? Because our shuttle is going to surely be on the field pretty soon. I'm trying something new today, guys. I'm going to keep the panel up the entire game. I'm not going to take it down. I'm getting a lot of comments from people saying, why do you remove the panel? We want to be able to see the upgrades. We want to be able to see everything. So I'm going to keep it visible the whole game. The only time I'll remove it is if it's a temporary obstruction. But otherwise I'm going to keep it up. So I'm going to remove it now so we can see what's happening here. So we've dropped our Reavers, and he pulled his workers really quickly here, and is getting a decent amount of damage. So the turret goes down as well, but the overwhelming amount of this damage is kind of supposed to be work, because he can't get all 4 depots. Looks like he's going to split Flash's attention a bit further here and try and drop here, although no, changes his mind, drops the Reavers out again. You don't really think of Bisu as an amazingly strong Reaver player, but this has worked pretty well so far, for sure. And now I think he's going to fly out of dodge. Let's look at the 2 Reavers inside. And the shuttle's still here, by the way, just chilling. He's empty. He's fine. Happy days. And now Bisu positioning some Dragoons to try and take a 4th base behind that. And I think this is probably the challenge on this map specifically for Terran, is... Uh-oh. Bye, shuttle. is now an easy fourth, right? There's no real easy fourth, especially when your Protoss opponent takes this position, because you've taken the easiest logical expansion, and from now you've got to go to all the way to the right, and that's it. There's no other option unless you're going to challenge for this. It is ballsy, I think, of Bisu to expand to what is probably a Terran base. It is definitely towards the Terran, which you kind of always advise not to. So you would expect him to expand here or here and kind of force the Terran to move all the way to the furthest point of the map to challenge for that position. But you know what, guys? He's Bisu. You know, he knows what he's doing. All right, so he's playing the Robo style. It's become really, really popular. Double Forge as well. So a little bit of like an upgrade double Robo style. It's definitely a nice tweak on things to open Robo, and then just keep making shuttles, more and more shuttles. And then you start to put some High Templars into the comp, so we can see the High Templars, the Storm on the way. Another couple of gateways. I'm just curious to see if he does actually ever go double with this build. So just clearing away any mines here. So Flash happily got up to 3 factories. He's powering up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I said 3 factories. I meant to say 3 bases, 8 factories. So he's looking pretty strong. Couple more shuttles. That's in that one. High Templars in that one. Lots and lots of +1 mechanical. So not a very quick upgrade style from Flash at all in this one. And has lost, I think, both Reavers there. Now pulling away his units. And supplies are getting quite close. Beast is going to have to consolidate his army here. And the vultures are surrounding him, making life really, really difficult. This is another example where having no panel would be good. Oh wow, very, very nice. Couple of decent storms there, and now this fight kind of went from being really, really good for Flash to really, really bad for Flash, all in a matter of seconds. Retreating here rapidly. He's got goons chasing. He's going to want to throw down a storm here. That is beautiful. Very, very nice. Another storm down on the vultures, and Bisu's going to continue to press advantage here. Flash is going to have to siege up just to hold position, but Bisu wises up and decides, nah, that's actually not necessary. So he's still +1 at this stage, and now we're 1-1 on our mech. And we're loading up some High Templars. I'm thinking he's going to try and do a drop. Probably a storm drop of some sorts. So here we go again. Although, no, he decides to pull away. And this is just absolute chaos. They're just going for it, guys. So Flash still not looking to try and expand to a 4th as of yet. Seems keen on trying to contest for the middle of the map with Bisu at this stage. Where is Bisu's main army? Bisu's main army is here, so we could get a little bit of a flank actually. That's a really nice set of storms. Holy crap. Very, very nicely done. Storms again. The tanks are quite spread. Not too many of them. But more of Bisu's army now coming across the map, as we can see here. And Flash wants to try and challenge this far right base. And Bisu's army is being slowed down by the mines that he's laid. He's also sieging up here to entrench his position, which is making the attack in here look somewhat unattractive. Let's get a mine drag from heaven. Oh! That could have been so much worse for Flash. But there's still so many zealots here that are going to dive on top of everything. And Flash is going to be denied the opportunity to take this position. And that was insanely good. Really, really, really good. This game is a tussle. An absolute tussle. Just clearing away some mines here. Still just 4 High Templars in a shuttle most of the time. Oh my god, the goon juice. And the vultures will happily challenge zealots all day long. Twice on Sundays. So still 1-1 versus 1-1 at this stage. He's taking the center position. This is 1,000 minerals and this is 1,000 minerals. I don't understand why people take the center base. Please somebody explain this to me. I did ask this once. And they said there's more minerals there. No, there's not. There's not. I don't understand. Maybe it's just to try and hold the middle of the map and expand behind it. That could make some sense. I have seen Scan and Autosis do this as well, so it's definitely a thing on Metropolis. Bisu doesn't seem too sure what exactly he wants to try and challenge. He's just checking with his observer if Flash is expanded here. My theory is you want to try and expand here to own the middle of the map. And Bisu doesn't like the idea of him owning the middle of the map, so he's going to challenge him here, throwing down a whole heap of storms. And I think Flash is going to hold. I'm going to lose a lot of High Templars here too. Oh, that's very bad. Very unfortunate if you're a Bisu fan. Nicely done by Flash. Making another armory. We're getting additional Templar energy. We're upgrading our weapons and our armor. Still a 1-1 mech. Versus 2-1, and we're upgrading again. So Bisu is still soon going to have 3-2 ground against 1-1, soon to be 2-1. So very slow on the upgrades compared to some meta standards of the past, that's for sure. The vultures from hell have arrived. So many of them. Holy crap, he plays a lot of vultures. And look at the orange in the minimap, guys. This is the whole idea of expanding this. This base is now suddenly feeling very isolated from everything. And it is difficult. We're going to do a storm drop here. I don't know where he's going to drop. Seems to have changed his mind. Triple shuttle is the go. 2 shuttles just wasn't enough. This is 4, sorry. Quadruple shuttle. Let's go. 5. Where are you going, shuttle number 5? What about these fellas? So this is like a Timu recall right here. And he's dropped only zealots. Here comes the storm. Storms the units on the low ground. Quite a fair number of them, I might add. All these units in advance of this, I felt, because there are very little by way of SCVs here. Trying to throw down as many good storms as he can on the low ground. Getting pretty decent damage here, Bisu. He's definitely playing this drop style nicely. Still has the 2 High Templars hidden away in the shuttle. And that's going to be the end of our 2-2 zealots. Soon to become 3-2 zealots. We're also getting the plasma shield for the first time as well on the upgrade tab. Flash now finally establishing his 4th as we have yet another engagement. Many more High Templars being dropped, storms being stormed. And Flash is just consistently under the whip here from Bisu. Does pull away though. Got only 3 gateways here. You'd expect him to possibly have a few more. This base is, you can say exposed, but by the same token, to shuttles and stuff, yes. But to ground army, no. You literally quite have to go. You're going to have to quite literally go through Flash to get to the space, which is why I think taking the center position has happened. So you can see there's only a handful of minerals here left. So it's not about the minerals, guys. Definitely not. It's more about the position that it affords you in the game. So he's cleared these mines and taken another base, which I think is a good call from a Bisu point of view. Oh no. I think he lost every shuttle there to Goliaths. Oh man. That was so sloppy woppy doppy. 3-2 now on these goons. 2-1 on the mechanical units. So Flash deciding, I think I'm going to move out now. Challenge one of your bases for a change. So the bombs. Nicely done. Bringing up a decent number of tanks with that. Oh, it's eating so many mines. And yeah, it looks like Flash wants to try and take this position. Looks like Bisu probably just wants to delay it as opposed to deny it. Throwing down a couple of storms here on these oncoming tanks, but there's just not enough Protoss here, so Flash should mop this up pretty efficiently. Bisu does try and save a couple of his goons. It's got Zealots and High Templars in these two shuttles and wants to try and pressure this base, but shuttles are obviously vulnerable to turrets. Flash has a couple in really nicely positioned spots here. It's also got turrets here, so there's actually no real opening for Bisu to go to. Does eventually drop. Throws down a whole heap of storms. Doesn't get many by way of SCVs though, so I guess a minimal amount of damage. Flash is now in the lead for the very first time, so he has endured and endured and endured and endured some more. And now has a supply lead. And if you're a betting man, I don't think you would bet against him. So much of shuttle. Still seems to just be wanting to delay here. You got some DTs as well. That's fun. So we are throwing down a few Zealot bombs here as well. So Bisu now is temporarily back in a supply lead. Trying to deny the expansion to this position. And it looks like he might actually deny the space going up, or at least slowing it down for the time being. Flash sending in a heap of reinforcing vultures. We can tell from the speed of the movement of the units that they're vultures. Here they come. And that's that. So it does hold. Just need to get the SCV here. Nothing in the shuttle. Just flying back to reload. So 3-1-3. So he's just only got the plasma shield as an option. He stopped that at the moment. Definitely on double robo because he's making 2 shuttles at a time. And Flash is on 2-2. And is not getting 3-3. So 2-2 seems to be enough. I beg your pardon. He's just about to get 3 plus 3. So we're going to have 3-2 mech against totally upgraded ground units plus storm plus shuttle. Bisu continually being a nuisance here, but kind of only getting in with a militia force kind of option. Picked up a decent number of probably mines. So now a maxed out Bisu moving across the map. This could be it, guys. Like, this could be your ASL semi-final or final. I mean, how cool is that? The OGs are still this good in 2026 compared to some of the amazing games they were playing more than 10 years ago, you know? It's unreal, the longevity that they've had in the game. It's just kind of bombing in your head first. No shuttles or drops or anything like that. Here they come now. So storms. And it's storms again. And he's not trading that well. I mean, he's done all of that and he's gone into like a 20 supply deficit. So I think that the style has somewhat run its course. He never ever took this gas, by the way. I think that's a mistake. Took this gas. Took this gas. So he definitely, you know, wants gas. Just forgot. And now if I had to do it, and I'll say to you guys, pause the video and give me your winner. I think you're now at a point in the game where you are able to predict your winner. So go ahead, do that. So simple, flash or Bisu in the chat. My prediction for what it's worth. And I'm willing to say it now and potentially be wrong. I am quite often. But my winner is Flash. And my reasons, you have to hold me to it now as well, is these two mining bases. And the fact that Bisu is not able to trade that efficiently. He's not able to get much done with these shuttles. He's only got 3 High Templars here. Let's drop 1. And he's going to totally whiff that storm. He didn't kill a thing. I didn't actually know that was going to happen, but if I ever needed a little confidence boost that my prediction was good, 3 consecutive whiff storms will probably do the job. He's got 1 still left in here. We'll keep an eye on if he ever drops him. Peeky boo. So reloading again here. I guess it's just diminished utility, right? Like there's only so many times you can storm and expect a different result. Still hasn't dropped there. So I mean he doesn't trade to like a catastrophic end, but it's close. It's definitely close. More High Templars on the way. Probes being presumably sacked. I don't know. How has he whiffed so many storms? Okay, he did not whiff that storm. He got about 6 or 7 SCVs there. So fair enough that time. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. And the zealots are still zealoting here. Minimal disruption, but still disruptive. I'll give you that. It's going to be 3-3 very soon. And we've kind of seen progressively how diving in here as the mechanical units just get stronger and stronger has just become less and less efficient. Good lord, he's got a lot of vultures. Once again, now this time we're splitting it between goons and zealots a little bit differently. So we've dropped here. We're dropping here again. No storms though. I'm sure I saw High Templars. There we go. So I saw High Templars. Let's pick them up. They're sending some units back again. Oh, here's the storm. It went okay. Said it's still just being very, very painful. Flash seems to be now pulling all his forces together. Ooh, nice storm there. Fortunately, we missed the front end of that, but we've been tracking this shuttle for some time. Bisu just relentless in his pressure. For those of you that chose Flash, you now maybe like me, you're starting to sweat a little bit. I'm just looking at the money tab though, like Bisu's money tab is not as quick, and he's got that base and that's it, whereas Flash has got heaps of bases. So that's giving me some renewed confidence in my prediction. I suppose the significance now of the middle really isn't there that much either. Flash is going to have to keep moving and spreading his army around. So this is what you can expect from me in the future, guys. I'm going to be looking for matches between rivals that we love, that are of a very high quality, and bringing them to you. So if that's something that sounds good to you and you haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel. The like button never hurt anyone, so if you could give him a tap, I'd be much obliged. And unfortunately, yet another futile attempt at dropping. And that's it. So as predicted, Bisu has lost. Flash was just almost like a immovable object. It didn't matter what Bisu threw at him, he just kept smiling and moving forward. An absolute masterclass in endurance on a difficult map for Terran. And this again, guys, is a wonderful example of why Flash is going to be a massive threat in any tournament that he plays. So regardless of where we are in ASL at the time you are watching this, this is always just an exciting thing to reflect on and just pay tribute to the legend that is Flash. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Please do subscribe if you are looking to see some other games, both current and past, of Flash and some other legends like Jaedong, Bisu, etc. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, take it easy.